Hi everyone, here comes a quick teaser, the very first videos of my brand new Advanced Urban Analytics course. If you like the use cases and you think that this is a good fit for you, then check out the details of the course and enroll today. So see you there. Welcome to my Advanced Urban Analytics course, where we are going to extend what we have learned before on my intro course into a bunch of more advanced topics. We are going to cover the famous popular use case of site selection. We will dive into spatial machine learning from clustering to regression. We will learn about urban graphs, and we will even build a real estate pricing model. Now, let's move on to the next video and briefly overview all the use cases we are going to cover here. Welcome to the intro and overview of my brand new course, Urban Analytics with Python Advanced Methods. If you have seen the earlier course, then you might be familiar with the concept, which now we are upgrading and taking it to a more advanced next level with a whole bunch of spatial modeling and complex urban analytical exercises. In this course, we are going to cover 5 real-life use cases connecting to urban data science right after setting up. Also, as usual, here you will get all the videos, all the notebooks with a commented legacy version, and also the exact versions I used to create the recordings with, and sometimes occasional updates as well. Here, the floor is also open, so if you find any errors or any issues, especially when new updated versions of the libraries come out, then just let me know and I will take a look. So in the first chapter, we are going to set things up. We will install all the libraries. I will show you what kind of environment I'm using here. And we also collect some foundational data, especially buildings, from the target area of this course, which is Manhattan, the whole island in New York City. Then in the second chapter, we are going to do site selection, which is one of the most popular commercial use cases of geospatial analytics, where we are going to ask a question on where to open a new venue, for example here a place to have matcha. As you will see in the code and the chapter itself, we are building a flexible framework so you can adjust it to any type of amenity and venue you would like to explore just by switching a few simple input parameters. Additionally, there are zillions of ways to do site selection, from mobility and catchment area analytics to demographics. Here we are doing a bit more novel and off-the-beaten-path solution, where we are going to be using 2 different types of complementary clustering techniques, giving a unique machine learning edge to this chapter. Then from the ML part, we are jumping to networks. Especially, we are going to learn how to use advanced network and graph analytical tools to quantify urban accessibility and unlock the skills to test things like the 15-minute city. So here essentially we will learn how to compute various types of distances, for example to the nearest POIs, nearest amenities across a road network, and how that can be used to quantify different areas of a city. After this highly human-related component, we are moving to the environment, where we are going to learn how to combine a reference park polygon dataset about New York City, capturing the official green areas of the city, and a satellite, namely Sentinel-2 based vegetation index, an NDVI value we derive for every single 10 × 10 meters pixel, capturing sort of an ambient greenery, and how we can combine these two into one singular composite greenery score for every single building. And by the way, there are about 50,000 building footprints in Manhattan. Then, by this point, we have learned about how to combine building-level features in the greenery project, and also about urban walkability and accessibility in Chapter 3. And now here in Chapter 5, we are combining these together to create a persona-based livability index. This means that we are going to define a unique persona with unique characteristics matched into specific types of venues, amenities, POIs that are relevant for the profile, and then use these to compute a block-level quality of life index, capturing how well suited every single block in the city is to that certain persona. Here again, you are going to learn how to build a flexible framework where you can also change the persona's traits and try different versions yourself. And since in this chapter we will arrive to a point where we can pinpoint the right location for a target persona, then we can also help the target persona to purchase a new home so that they will find the most suitable location for their daily lives and also figure out what's best for their money. For this, we are going to collect a small real estate sales dataset from New York City, and then we are going to combine that with a rich set of spatial features derived in the previous chapters from greenery to walkability. And then we are going to train two simple models. The first model will be the baseline with ordinary least squares, and the second one is going to be a simple spatial lag-based regression model. Additionally, here, to make it a fair game, we are not going to predict purchase price, but we are going to normalize it to purchase price per square foot and build a simple regression model. So just to wrap it up, in this course we are going to learn how to build a wide selection of detailed urban features on the level of building footprints and combine it with various analytical tasks from graph-based calculations to spatial machine learning. And now let's jump to chapter 1.